It's a beautiful Monday morning here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas, and I got to tell you, I'm a little frantic today. There's a lot going on between the bodybuilding world, the nutrition world, and the snake world, and I got a lot of snake stuff going on here, obviously, in the building. Yesterday, I was moving some snakes into bigger racks. I'll kind of show you what I was doing, moving some of the 2018 Boa babies, which are not babies anymore. They're pretty well, I guess, established young adults that are still available. Some people can contact me if they are interested. I'll give you guys a little perusing of what's going on. I have a really big het sterling hypo Russo red right behind this camera now, watching what I'm doing, which is pretty fun. I'll give you a little glance at her. She didn't produce this year. Hopefully next year we're gonna make some really nice Russo red pastel super hypo sterlings again, which we made 2 years ago. And quite frankly, we have a lot hatching in the incubator, so I think we're going to kind of stick to the incubator today and see what new ball pythons have hatched and see what's going on. There's that beautiful girl I was just telling you about. She is a Russo red pastel. That's Vin Russo's line of polygenic, line bred Boas, bred for red. And she's 100% het sterling. She produced my sterling litter 2 years ago, which I have some stunners from. I showed you the other day. And I thought she was going to go this year, but it doesn't look like that. I think we'll have to wait till next year, and that's fine. I'm in no rush. I have a lot of babies this year to deal with. I just put her in this big cage. I love this vision cage. These vision cages are really good. I got them from my Burmese pythons and my olive pythons, but they, the big boas really like them, because sometimes these breeder breeders are just not big enough, for the really big boas. Most of my boas fit nicely and comfortably in these, but she's just really big. Matter of fact, she chose to go in there by herself. I was cleaning one day and she just crawled up there and went in there, so I kind of left her in there. I figured, well, you wanted an upgrade? You got an upgrade. Say hi. I just had to show you this. I was just doing a little cleaning, and this is my male super hypo, super labyrinth boa, also known as a crystal boa or super hypo crystal boa. Look at that blue eye. Ooh, wow. Look at those pinks. My favorite boas, I gotta tell you. I don't know what I'm gonna eventually add into them, but man, there's not many of them. There's only a couple. I think Jeff Ronnie has 2, and I had 3. I sold 1, but this guy is hopefully gonna be entering the breeding system and the breeding projects next year. Wanted to show you guys this boa. This is an IMG ghost. That's a hypo aneuphoristic, so no red with the hypo gene, which lightens it. And he's IMG, increasing melanistic gene. As he gets older, he's going to get darker and darker. How dark he gets, I don't know. I think with the hypo gene, he probably won't turn black, but that anery with the IMG works really well together. So he's getting darker and darker. Look at that face. Isn't that beautiful? Is that a great face or what? And he's just getting darker and darker and darker. And sometimes you obviously can't see this on the albino versions of these. They get more purple, but I wanted you guys to see, what it looks like in transition. I've shown you my IMG female that's jet black, but look at that. It's just getting darker and darker every shed. It's actually, if you look at the saddle here, there's actually some space, there's some, some color, some background here, and then these are just filling in. They're all like just getting darker and blacker. And the head is going to get black. I think the head will black out pretty much completely. But if you want to get into a cool boa project, man, the IMG genes are great. I actually have some cool IMG snows and IMG moonglows I produced this year. So hit me up. This is a project I really launched this year. I'm involved in the Hurricane project, which you guys all know is if you don't know, it's a pattern mutation, essentially, that creates these like swirls that look like hurricane swirls that you would see on a weather map. I call them the front double bicep pose of a bodybuilder because that's what I do. You can see that's the hurricane bish pattern right here. And I bred a GHI Mojave to a spider hurricane. Now, spiders don't really show hurricane too much because they reduce patterns. So I said, I got to get these female hurricanes I got into darker morphs. So I mixed it into the GHI Mojave, and we got some really interesting results. Let's pull this guy out here first. These guys haven't shed yet, don't forget. But once again, there's that hurricane swirl pattern. And the GHI being that dark morph just kind of made it look more intense, as I knew it would. So this, I believe, is a GHI Hurricane. Pretty cool, right? I think the darker you put these hurricanes in, the better it looks. Now this, I believe to be a GHI Mojave Spider. I'm going to bring in some better light here, so we're going to really take a good look at it. There's the hurricane swirls, you can see, certainly. You know, the spider, once again, unravels them a little bit, because that's what spider does. It reduces pattern. But it's just really interesting looking stuff going on here. I really believe that the hurricane actually adds a little darkness to things too. Now, if you want, the best thing about this snake is, I'm going to put him down for a second, and I want you to look at the head stamp. You guys won't see it because you don't know my dad. That head stamp, if you take a good look, has got a man's face on it. You know, it's almost like the Rorschach ink blot test. You got to really look. So let's turn it around. It's this, when his face is this way, I see my dad's face in there. My dad's no longer, he passed away. You got to look at it from a distance. He passed away about almost a year ago now today, and I think he came back in the head of a snake. It's like one of these weird religious things. So now I can't sell the snake because I got my dad's face on it. But amazing. I knew that this GHI Mojave Hurricane Spider would look sick, and I was right. I am pretty sure I would have liked to see GHI Mojave without the Spider Hurricane, but I'll take him. Now, I'm pretty sure this is a Spider Hurricane. Once again, really hard to tell because spider just unravels the pattern, but it's got like these like parallel line little, would have been swirls, if you can see them, which are now not swirls, but little parallel dots connect along the side of their body, and I believe that is the hurricane pattern right there. See that, like a dash, 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 almost like they're in the middle of the dotted line on a roadway. So, and we have a runaway there. My dad is running away there, so we got to get him back here. So, interesting litter. I got to look through all these. That's definitely Spider Hurricane. I would think maybe even Mojave Spider Hurricane, because I see that stripe on the back. That looks very Mojave-ish, and it's very, very sand-like looking. It's got a nice, rich sand color look to it. Whereas this is definitely Spider. That's classic Spider. This is much lighter, so I'm thinking Hurricane Mojave Spider. Once again, I'm gonna have fun IDing these guys once they shed and everything like that, and sexing them. So if you guys are interested, once again, a lot of hurricane stuff being produced here this year. This is our second hurricane litter. We'll finish off today's little daily update with this super cool litter that still hasn't all shed out. The couple sheds I see in there. This was an ivory female, which is a super yellow belly, bred to a Mardi Gras, which is that yellow belly asphalt that sits on the same allele with the NC gene. And the great thing about when you breed a Mardi Gras to an ivory is you get all ivories and all Mardi Gras, or all ivories and all freeways, I should say. If the NC gene hits in 50% of the cases, you'll get that the Mardi Gras being the freeway with the NC gene. So we got some really cool looking ivories that are possibly NC also as well. We'll have to take a look at them. We got a lot of those. Those are cool if you're into ivories. I love ivories. And then we got the freeways and Mardi Gras. Now you can see the difference a little bit. The Mardi Gras tend to be a little lighter and a little more colorful. That's because of that NC gene. And the freeways tend to be a little on the darker side. I think that's probably a freeway right there. So there's a lot of them in here too. I think we had like 12 babies. So there's also, this one hasn't shed, but that's definitely probably freeway, I would say. Whereas this is Mardi Gras right here. So this particular clutch are also pos het albinos because the daddy was a het albino. This is not the clutch that has any orange dream in it, however. So this is, even though that looks really kind of richy orangey, that's just Mardi Gras. That's how crazy these are. So once again, I'm going to have a lot of these for purchase. If you guys want to get into the Mardi Gras, project, here's a great opportunity to do it. My suggestion: get an ivory female and get one of these Mardi Gras males. I think that's the way to go. And here's my it's not really a new rack, it's a used rack, but I put new heat panels in yesterday and a new plug system, so everything is really brand new and nothing's gonna go on fire or anything like that, and that's great. Got them from ARS. Thank you guys. I also got a hatchling rack I haven't put together yet, and I showed you that the other day, but I got my boas now into just a little bit more room. These are the babies from 2018. There's a great leopard, possible het blood in there. They're loving the fact that they have more room now to move around, and they weren't just stuck in a little hatchling rack anymore. Look at that beauty. Possible double het leopard blood, and just so many wacky things going on there. You know that there's definitely something going on in there. These are all available also, so contact me if you want interested in those. Here's a great plasma. I don't know if you guys even know what a plasma is. A plasma boa is a blood with the anery gene, which removes the red, which is interesting because it's a bloodless blood, and then it's also hypo, possible super hypo. So it's almost a triple recessive. You could tell it's got the blood in there because it's got the black eyes. See those jet black eyes? And it's really, it's hard to capture on camera, but it's almost like a grayish looking color. And it has a very diffuse pattern. My bloodline comes from Vin Russo's bloodline of bloods, and there's a lot of patternless looking stuff in there. I'll show you a blood I produced this year. Also, it has very little pattern as well, but very cool. And this girl is a hypo, possible super hypo blood, 66% het anery. I can't even believe she's still around. She's obviously still around because I haven't listed her. I was thinking about keeping her. I think I'm going to put her up for sale, though. She's gorgeous. She's very well started. Remember, these are dwarf boas. She has very, very little diffuse pattern in her. Once again, Vin Russo has this line, and for some reason, the striped tail ones, when you breed them together, they tend to produce boas that have very little pattern. She still does have her pattern, but when she was born, she was almost patternless. Now she has very light pattern to her, and she still has a lot of red in her. And the thing about bloods is as they get older, they usually brown out. She really has not browned out at all. She's kept that red color. Really, really cool. And once again, I think I'm going to make her available, so contact me if anyone's interested in this possible super hypo blood. All right, guys, that's it for today, Monday. I got a lot to do today. I got to get back up there, edit this video. Then I got to do a ton of bodybuilding stuff, and then I got to clean later. So a lot of good stuff happening. I'm going to show you some more hatching tomorrow because we have another couple of clutches that are due to hatch tomorrow as well. And I'm still waiting for some eggs to be on the ground and some boa litters. So you never know what's going to happen here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. If you guys are enjoying all this content, please subscribe, hit like, and turn on your subscriptions. We'll be back tomorrow.